Welcome everybody to the South Park Phone Destroyer weekly update for week 2.6, year 2, week 6, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate you being here. Pegs a lot, Shadow Tash, Black Spidey, welcome in. Call me weird, can't wait to send me cookies, that's really funny. Shadow Tash, got 10 Leannes. Oh man, I just got a kitty hair in my nose. Got 10 Leanne from Team Wars, that's nice. I got 10 or 6, what did I get? I think it was Shelly on the Adventure Lock, and she was like 5 away from level 5. So the Adventure Lock will have level 5 Shelly all the time now instead of just on event boosts. That's pretty fun because she's a pretty solid card. But welcome in everybody. If you're on YouTube, welcome in. Make sure you subscribe to make sure you catch every weekly update. We post it on Tuesdays. Buckethead Versus goes up on Wednesday. And those are the only guaranteed videos on YouTube. Every other day we stream on Twitch. But we're gonna move right into the last week's Team Wars, which is what we usually do. What's up, Dosley? Welcome in. We'll start by looking at our last bracket, which was a stacked one indeed. It had Illuminati, Free-to-Play Whales, Dire-Tide, Mercenaries, and right below that was Casa Bonitas. So it was very, very close. I mean, even Dire-Tide was fairly close in 3rd place to 2nd place. What's that, 2 losses? So that's pretty interesting to see the truly top 5 teams, I would say, to see them get bracketed like that, and then see the difference in the scores there. Where Mercenaries is 200 down, and then I think Casa was like 54 or 40 or something. They were like right there, so they weren't like a huge difference. But congratulations Illuminati for another win. 3 points this time. You can blame Dickie for that one. Dickie had 2 disconnects this week. So he ended like an 85 or something, so that's too bad. But I mean, that just goes to show you on any given Sunday, you can take a loss when it's Potato Wars and everybody's winning 98% of their games. But hopefully that Team Wars matchmaking is changing, supposedly with the change of the new season, I think they said, which is very, very soon, if not tomorrow. Can't remember, it's either tomorrow or next week, probably tomorrow. But so we'll see kind of what that looks like, as long as as well as the buffs, which we'll get reminded of in the dev update. And that leaves the current standings. We haven't shown the top 10 in a while. So there's the top 10. 6 Samurais and Szechuan sitting in 8 and 10. Nambla creeping back up to 9. Mercs at 7. Dire-Tide at 6. T-Mine Chef's Elite really should be down. Below Szechuan Sauce, honestly. If you truly, based on, like, TMI's got 40 people right now. Like, it's a fucking joke. Of course they're gonna keep winning in Gold League, but other than that, you just take these 2 out, which I wish I could do. You take those 2 out, you know, we could kind of do it. You take these 2 out and it kind of puts you at what I think is more truly the you know, the top 5, Free-to-Play, Illuminati, Dire-Tide, and then Casa and Mercs in 4 and 5. And I think that's pretty fair, and I would probably say Nambla's probably above 6 Samurais. Nambla's probably right up there with Mercenaries as far as where they are in strength, as of right now at least. Will they match on team total cap spent? I don't know. If I was them, I would match based on crowns. You wouldn't like factor that in, right? You wouldn't want to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every single time. But you'd want to maybe factor in the fact that TMI has 6,600 crowns. Maybe even though they have 40, we should jump them up to a higher bracket. Like, that's what it should affect. It shouldn't be free to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I mean, if you did do that, eventually TMI would get knocked down because they would get 5th place a lot, or 4th place maybe. Them and Chef's Elite would trade back and forth who gets 5th place, and eventually they go down. So if they did that, eventually it would buff out. If they just started matching based on crowns, eventually it would buff out. But I don't know if they'd do that. That gets to be like a little bit almost too competitive, because then like every week Diretide or Casa or something is going to be losing, so they're going to take the brunt of it too. So yeah, what up, C Money? So yeah, it's kind of tough. I forgot to turn off mug and lick. You motherfuckers, always with your licks. All right, so that leaves, let me get rid of this. Actually, let's make this smaller so we're ready. So it was unfortunate this week, lost by 3 points. We haven't lost by double-digit points in like forever. Every time we've lost, it's been like 3, 5, 2, 6, 7. Pretty crazy. But it's fun to, I mean, it's still what, a 4, is that 450 technically? 460-ish? Just eyeballing it. But yeah, that gap here between Illuminati and TMI is ridiculous. And just the fact that just Diretide is still 5th, and there's nothing they can really do about it, because especially if they keep getting matched up with us, they're gonna catch 2nds and 3rds every once in a while. Maybe they catch a win against us, but that doesn't really gain them anything on TMI if TMI wins too. So they really have no way to gain on TMI unless TMI catches a good bracket, which is very, very unlikely. Man, I really hate this chat. You know, see how it shows the badges? They're like green dots. I don't know. I don't think I like it. All right, but now let's look into the Team Wars games from mine last week. Didn't have anything too exciting. I did have actually one pretty good game. Not that it was a good game in the sense of like it was a good fight. It was a good game in the sense of I was just fucking with the guy. And so it was kind of funny. But we'll go ahead and check out the Team Wars games from last week. Do a little shoutcasting if you missed it. Jammin had an actually good game, and I shoutcasted that on my stream on Sunday, I think it was. That was pretty fun. You can check my highlights for that. Got sodomized on Adventure Lock. Oh, that's too bad. I lost 1 on that. I don't even think I was recording. It was like level 4 awesome. I just kicked my ass. So we start with Sam, kind of see if he's got the lightning bolt or not. It's good to know early whether they have lightning bolt or mind control, because you don't want to get surprised by either one of them. What up, Capium? So I really should have just used it right there, because he could have stopped me. Still waiting on it. There we go. So we get the chaos with the Sam. We got Awesemo turning around to attack Sam. Sam actually gets through. Gonna lay you down by the fire. And Hook Hand caresses Timmy's womanly body with his parrot. We got Warboy Tweet coming down with the level 7 Ike. 2-shotting this guy. Timmy not getting touched. The lightning bolt coming out. No mind control on the Tupperware. Pretty funny, actually. Ghost, what's up, man? Yeah, this match is boring. And game over. That's why I do these ones first, Crystal, but welcome in. I did have my 3rd win, was kind of fun because I used Dougie early, level 3, and I was trying not to use my legend cards to give him a chance. He was like 6k or something like that. It wasn't even fair. And then I was just getting done with some hilarious play, and I look over and it wasn't recording, and I was like, God damn it. God damn it. Level 3 Sam. I hope that the matchmaking makes it at least somehow match you just a little bit better. Like I don't want the queues to be long either, you know. So I don't really know. I don't really know what you would match based on. Rip. You can't really do rank because we saw that was bad, but they just did arena in general. So maybe if they didn't cap it at the arena like that and they just like somehow opened up the rank somehow more, but then you'd really see people waiting last minute, waiting like, oh, you know, I'm David and there's only 5 people around my rank. If I just wait till they're gone, you know, I don't have a chance to match up with them. So you could just, any system you can really game by playing at a certain time, or you know, with the fact that you can just pull up that stat bot and just see how many people have played in every team, you can kind of be like, okay, there's 16 teams in, 15, 20, 30, 50, 42, whatever it is. And then you can kind of gauge like, okay, that's my end. Like if you're free to play or you're Illuminati and you're Diretide, those people on that team are like some of the few people in the game that can beat you. So to know, you just to be in the same bracket, you have an advantage because you know, oh shit, Illuminati's already at 4,000 points. Like I feel pretty safe right now. But I don't know. What's up, Benoit? All right. Well, luckily we got the Adventure Lock account next, which is always a little bit more exciting with base level cards, mostly base level cards. This week we actually had a pretty damn good assortment. So I felt pretty comfortable this week. Level 3 Sam, level 6 Heidi, level 4 Sharpshooter, level 6 Ike, that he had to use Chaos on. All right, we got Timmy getting lightning bolted, so now we know Sam's safe, but I didn't want to use Sam yet. Oh yeah, I did, because Tupperware is already out there, right? So we don't have to worry about a Tupperware counter later on to counter the Sam Blast. So it was a good start. It's kind of like playing somebody out that gets fucked up by a certain card right after you kill that card. Like DSR gets played and then immediately you play Witch Doctor or something. I might as well have just used it. Yeah, I was just like, let's just fucking use it. Man Bear Crunch mid, level 1. Uh-oh, level 1 Sam. Probably gonna have the energy, but I think I could one-shot him with Dog Poo. I could definitely one-shot him with this bitch. Oh no! Oh fuck. Whoops. Level 1 Sam, too strong. Too strong. He could maybe turn it around if he turns my... No, if he could have picked up my Heidi with Timmy, maybe he would have had a better chance, but... Damn, I almost get Timmy there though. I actually kind of didn't want to give up this bar, I think. But New Kid is gonna kill the BHK. Level 5 Dog Poo coming in clutch. Smart levels there. Heard someone was in here pretending to be me. LOL. Namblue had a good deck. Yeah, last week was a great deck. This week, the only cards we have, you'll see later on, we're gonna have level 7 Pigeons, level 7 Rats, and level probably 4 Satan. But the beauty of that is that there's no Bebe to eat up our rats or anything. There's no real like AoE threat to kill the swarm. So that high level swarm might very well get us some victories. Because all the other cards can kind of be used at their base level pretty well. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll see that at the deck choosing portion. Let's get to Adventure Lock number 3. Oh yeah, this one I started a little late too. I so failed, man. I'm recording this week. I missed one, and then this one halfway started. I don't believe you, Ben, even if you are under your name. Dark Ben. I don't believe it. I bet it's not. It's a murderer. Somebody killed them both, and is using both of their accounts. It's fucked up, man. Trying to keep the mind control away. Yeah, we save it. Don't want to use it before Timmy gets mind controlled. Oh, and we end up killing our own fucking Timmy anyway. No matter what you do to prevent it, Sam always gets dealt with. That's why he's not the most OP card in the game, in my opinion. But this level 4 Shelly is doing work against the BHK. Dog Poo should be able to fuck this guy up. And then Chaos can't get control. Dog Poo two-shots him. Chaos should be able to get the hit here. If Dog Poo turns around and hits Sam, that would actually be kind of nice. We might be able to lightning bolt. Oh, Sam just did like a 180. I don't know what the hell Sam just did. Yeah, I know that, Irish. Those people don't count though. We all know that. I honestly don't care about that bar, so I just gave it to him. If something bad would have happened, I could have super farted. But Cyborg didn't even do it, so. He wipes your whole deck. Well, don't put your whole deck on the field. Step 1. Oh shit, you're onto us. Ben is Crystal and Crystal is Ben. Oh shit. That's pretty funny. Another SPPD 216 that we ran into. 4,400. Usually these people put up a good fight. Or he'll lead Osimo in front of his new kid, who knows. Ooh, he's smart enough to do that. We got Timmy in the back though. We got our level 2 Osimo. Not a great card to play for the 5 energy, but against his level 2, I mean, it's not terrible. So this is me thinking maybe I can deal with the Sam. Maybe I don't have to kill the Sam. And we end up just killing. He ends up fucking saving his Sam, kind of pissed me off. But the beauty is we Timmy at the right time and Sam gets schmackered. But now we just gave up Timmy to the level 2 Sam, or to the level 2 Osimo of all things. The level 2 getting brutalized by the level 2 Dog Poo, but I wasn't too worried just because it was a level 2 Dog Poo. If it was like a level 3, 4 Dog Poo, like Osimo would have gotten lit up. But Warboy's luckily attacking the Osimo, so Chaos can come through even at level 2 and smack that boy up. We got the level 1 Mintberry Crunch, which I just wanted to make a thing. The guy doesn't correctly step with Or-Ass Monkey, which let me know right away that he is not a vet. I was mad that Manbear Crunch died to fucking to the super fart. Donate $50 to Glanzer if that dude ever starts bitching. Oh, if Scott, if we go through a weekly update, and we don't see a message from Scott in the boards, Dosley will give me $50. Dude, that's a good bet to take, Dosley. Shelly was kicking some ass. I wanted to see if maybe she could get that attack off. That's why I didn't use the ability. Mimicry, thank you so much for stopping by with the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Daryl's here as well. What's up, man? We got that sub loot box coming out to Mimicry. I think your name, Mimic all the time. It sucks. But we're just beating up on some noob here in Team Wars. Killing the Osimo level 2 with our Ike pretty much by itself. I think our Sam's just gonna brutalize him too, man. Level 14 new kid's not helping out enough, man. He's probably gonna one-shot him too. Nope, he made it through. The monkey just keeps on going. Heidi gets an easy chance. The Dog Poo, high level Dog Poo. Probably easily gonna just be able to walk on through with the Timmy at his back. I think we super fart here at the end. Kind of BM him. Oh no, we played Dougie. Oh, nice super fart, bro. Hilarious. Boom! Killed them both. If my Mintberry Crunch was even just level 2, I would have killed those guys. Just want Bucker Toller to tell him to shut the fuck up. That's really funny. That reminds me of a story one of my bosses told me where they were in a call with somebody, like a conference call or whatever, and one person was sharing their screen, and one person was talking, and that guy always just like talks shit. And he was like, he got a message from somebody like on IM, and it's like, I wish Kevin would just shut the fuck up. And it like popped up so everybody saw it. So now, as a joke, anytime we notice that somebody's message popped up, if it's just like an internal meeting, we'll message that person like, I wish this person would just shut the fuck up. Just out of curiosity, why are you showing us your potato matchup though? I show all the games. I mean, that was the Adventure Lock account. Potato or not, that's a Adventure Lock only account, so everything was base level except for the Adventurers cards. So usually that one's a pretty tough matchup, and this account's free to play. So sometimes these can be tough. But when we get up against the 2980, it's just like, man. I played these like Saturday, and there wasn't anybody playing. And I mean, this team's silver, granted, and granted anybody who fucking plays the game is probably gold league by now because the system is fucking stupid. You know who's gonna be fucking gold someday? Nam Blues. Because we just fucking beat the team that we're playing by 800 points. We're 22 people rolling down 2,700 points or whatever the fuck it ends up being. It's ridiculous. And we're playing against teams with 50 people who pull 1,100 points. The T-Wars ranking system is just stupid. It's just so poorly done. It makes no sense. It leads to games like this because this guy shouldn't be in a fucking silver team. But there's no viable reason to even be in a bronze team because it's so easy to get to silver. And even if you're doing dog shit in silver, you're probably gonna be just fine because you're probably getting event points for your team and they're not gonna kick you out because they can't get first place even if you were jumping for 114s on their ass. Tell my sim to play at the card table. Gotta find the card game in every game. Downloaded a new card game. Tell your sim to play the card table. Oh, that's really funny. Does it actually pull up like a mini game? All right, Namblos number 2. I think I lost a game on Namblos. Cause one of them's, no, I didn't. For some reason, it's just labeled number 4. That's weird. I lost a game on the Adventure Lock. And that was just level 4 Osimo and level 5 BHK was really hard to deal with. Magic the Gathering, I guess, released a minion card game. It's like SP. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, we lead with the dog poo. Why does this one look like? We lead with the dog poo against the Tupperware. Timmy against the Tupperware. Not really intending to use the ability on Timmy, but whatever he's gonna lead. Or on Tupperware, whatever he's gonna lead with. I really like Timmy's attack animation, the little... I wasn't sure what to do here. I didn't want Timmy to get mind controlled, and I really thought that was gonna happen because look at the shot here. It looks like Timmy's shot hits him right when he dies. Boom, you see that? It looks like it hits him. So I thought Timmy was gonna get mind controlled and hit my fucking dog poo with it. I probably should have just let dog poo keep hitting him, but you know, extra damage and whatnot. Level 5 dog poo is just murder against the level 14 if you can't deal with it. I mean, that was a pretty decent super far. You think, like, was he sitting on no energy and like he was waiting to use that super fart? Or did he just really use it that poorly and miss it like that? I don't know, man, it's hard to tell. He was ranked 4261. Surprised Dr. Timmy isn't immune to MC. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he's super... I wanted to freeze him, but I wasn't in range. Maybe he's super, like, susceptible to it because his mind is so open. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, BHK started attacking Warboy. That's fucking annoying. Osimo, freeze the BHK. Uh-oh. Why didn't I freeze him? I don't know, I was probably just fucking around. I could have frozen him and then wouldn't have had to worry. But some weeks we don't have a single good game, which is why I'm thinking about like telling people, hey man, I'll play your games. We, instead of like 9 games that are shit, we could have like 15 games that are shit. What's up, Cloud Checker? Am I surprised that Chaos isn't immune to Dr. Timmy? Well, I think telekinesis is different than telepathy as far as like what would you be? I mean, I could be lifting his helmet, you know? Everybody had level 5 Tupperware that we went up against, but another 4,000, which is nice for Moody because Moody kind of sucks. But usually I want good matchups on this account because it's possible to have good matchups because we won't just like out card level them. But at this point, Moody's starting to out level who I match up against because I'm matching up against 4K people. Like, what the fuck? You drop Dougie out when you have mind control, you hope that he mind controls them, you know? But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do a single thing to stop him. Yeah, man, I'm undefeated on my silver team. Of course you are. Everyone should be. Who's losing to these people? That's so funny. He still almost got a hit off. The reason I didn't use the mind control is because I hadn't seen his fireball yet. So I was worried that he'd have a fireball. Or not fireball, lightning bolt. No, fuck. Mind control. I hadn't seen his mind control. I didn't want to play my Dougie into his mind control, even though it was only level 3. But it was really funny that he starts walking back. Which means he was really fucking close to hitting the new kid. Really close. Poor ass monkey. Help deal with the Sam. Nope. We're probably just gonna super fart him away. Oh, he gets speed boosted a little early though. Shit, dude, that did a lot of damage. Damn, look at that chunk into the next bar. Almost the whole bar taken. I figured out the fastest way to beat the hacker. I beat him in like 5 seconds. If you have Ninju and it's got to be at least Ninju level 4, and I think it's probably got to be Hanky 5. Hanky 4 might be able to do it. But if you play Ninju immediately and then play Hanky, then Hanky will one-shot him. And you can almost do that immediately and it'll still tick a few seconds off. But that does it for the games this week. Unfortunately, nothing too exciting. Nothing, not even worth really shoutcasting. It wasn't even like I was playing really well or anything like that. It was really just cards and I mean, like I don't think my Psalm got removed once when I played it. Like, how you gonna play a Psalm week without Lightning Bolt in the Psalm? Like, did your team not have Lightning Bolt at all? At all? So, but I mean, that's the nature of doing it every week. Sometimes we don't have too much there, but there's always something to do in the forums. But first, but wait, there's more. We got the deck choices for this week. This is currently Namblue's choices, which I don't think there's anything differently that we could possibly choose here, to be honest. As far as Namblue's goes, you removed every Psalm you saw, hell yeah. All right, but let's start. This week we have Fantasy Mystic, something a lot of people will be familiar with. I mean, one week we had Nathan and Rats, and it was the only thing we had, and Poison was an option. So that really fucking sucked. But, I mean, at least this week there's no Poison, right? So, first off, Paladin versus Chaos. I mean, Choir Boy. I'm just no good with this. I think this one kind of depends on your team and your caps. I think most teams are probably going to go Paladin because regardless of how many caps you can even put into him, his ability is the same. And more people are going to have him leveled up from the original meta, and just naturally with the commonness. Not everybody's going to have a decent level Choir Boy. It's funny, he's always Choir Boy, and then the one time I look at him, I say Chaos. And the epic is expensive, and the epic assassins, you know, at a higher level, you don't really get the benefit of them until they're that kind of step ahead. So you'd really be forced to kind of do level 5, level 4. And when you look at all the other cards that we're going to have as options, it's just not going to be a good idea. Season resets, so Paladin's probably better to save cap. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to have a whole lot of caps overall, regardless of the team. Everyone's going to be kind of resetting. So instead of having 40 people with 8,500, we'll have 20 people with 8,500 in the first couple days. 10 people even, maybe. Kind of depends on the... Well, no. Yeah, it would be this Wednesday, Thursday, right? Yeah, so... Definitely going to be short caps. So that's going to be a big part of the decisions this week. So Paladin is probably the better choice there. And then in turn with that, Princess Kenny would probably be the right choice down here as well. So Leanne versus Sexy Nun. I don't hate the Sexy Nun in Team Wars just because the little assassins can like pretty much 1 or 2 shot the bar depending on how much health is left. So like it's really, really impactful. But there's the Unholy Combustion. There's something like the pigeons that could eat him up on defense. I'm not sure how effective she is. When the alternative is a Leanne that you could just use to remove Maxi or the Witch Doctor or the Shield Maiden or whatever it might be, maybe the Satan, something like that, whatever it might be, Leanne could remove that or force them to use Unholy Combustion on Leanne to protect their push, and then all of a sudden your Maxi's safe, your Witch Doctor's safe, you know, maybe even your Kyle the Drow Elves is safe. So I think Leanne is probably the better choice here, even though people won't have her at a higher level. She does her job at level 3. It's almost, you almost want her to be a lower level so she dies sooner. At level 3 it's still like 4 enemies, and unless you have the Randy Cox coming at you, or you know, you have the pigeon stuff, so Leanne does have ways to counter, so you have to be conscious of that for sure. But at the same time, I can drop my rats next to Leanne and get 3, you know, level 7 Cox too. So as the adventure lock, that'd be pretty sweet. So I think Leanne is the choice, just because I don't think Sexy Nun, and even if you did bring Sexy Nun with, you'd have to get them leveled up. A low-leveled Sexy Nun Randy is not worth the energy. So I'd say on cap week we wouldn't want that. Obviously, amazingly, Randy's the choice here. Jesus is just not good. Witch Doctor versus Shield Maiden. This one's actually kind of interesting because you kind of want 2 removal cards in your deck, because of the transmog or the Unholy Combustion being out there, and then kind of the Satan too, because Satan's gonna probably wipe something at some point. But you also have to be conscious they might not pull Satan, they might run the Pope. So if you know, unholy somebody and they just Pope them right back, you know, you might be at a really, really big disadvantage. So Pope might be a good pick this week too, so there's a lot of choices there. Shield Maiden obviously I think is the better choice because she gets anywhere near New Kid and it could be game over, just because of the shield and the lack of New Kid damage. Witch Doctor is pretty brutal, but when you have cards like Satan to clean them up, you have cards like I mean, just the enemy Shield Maiden wins pretty much. You have the Leanne that could go out there. I don't know if Witch Doctor is really going to be the good choice, but Witch Doctor is a big Unholy Combust target, so you might bait it out with that. Could Pope him back, could be pretty brutal. But as far as caps go, I would probably want to put him into a 3-cost card when we're also going to have to be putting caps into maybe a 6-cost card. Maxi versus Slave is actually kind of interesting because if you look at the deck, there's only 4 cards that can break the Slave heal. But the problem with that is that it's not really super good until level 5, and not a whole lot of teams are going to have level 5. But level 4 can be good at the lower ranks. Maxi could be really punishing if you're running the Pope and somebody else gets unholied. You pretty much get the free Maxi. But you might not want to run Pope because of all you might want to run Satan. Even low level Satan deals with pigeons, rats, the assassin spam, the Cupid, the Kyle the Drow Elves, most of the health of the Hercules, the amazingly Randy probably. So I think Satan's a good choice regardless. It'd be very interesting if TVT boosted like card events do. Oh, where like if you, oh yeah, because then like if I pick Hermes and Choir Boy, I could level up only Choir Boy and Chaos would get upgraded, Hope would get upgraded. Yeah, that'd be interesting. They'd probably have to lower the total caps they give you then. It'd have to be much more of a scarce resource. Because like some weeks, like this week, yeah, you could have 2 cards upgraded and the whole deck's upgraded. But for this week, I think Slave might be a good choice, honestly. The one thing about Slave is that Leanne could come along, and even if you're getting the Slave tick over and over and over again, Leanne's gonna eventually die and turn you into a cock. But I guess the same could be true about Maxi, except Maxi's helping other people out while he's alive. So even if he gets turned into a cock, at least he's keeping the push alive so that you get more cocks. So I think I'd probably go Maxi just the Leanne being there, and most people are probably gonna pick Leanne. Even a slave level 3 would kill the Leanne pretty quickly. So all you gotta do is wait for slave to get next to you, put Leanne down. If he unholies your Leanne, just drop Witch Doctor or Shield Maiden, and then wait for one of your assassins to break the thing. I took that as cap spending would all matter the same, that you could only boost a card to what you invested caps into. Level 4 in your personal collection, you could boost CP5. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you would, so even if you didn't have, yeah, that's stupid. I don't like it. It'd have to be a like whole different mode. They have to make like a competitive esports mode, which just is like level 7 everything. I don't know why they don't. Unholy Combustion, I feel, is the move here. Having that spot removal for the Pope, the spot removal for the Maxi, I think is more important. It also doesn't take any caps. In order for Cock Magic to be good, you'd have to at least put it to 4, because it's too easy to, I mean, with rats and pigeons and shit, it's just too easy to put bodies out there. Yeah, that's stupid. Well, I mean, I'm thinking of it, we could absolutely do that, and then we could not be playing South Park Phone Destroyer in 6 months. Because there's gotta be, you gotta have benefits to spending, to playing. What's good for the player isn't necessarily good for the player. Thought someone's at my door. Pope versus Satan, I was kind of touching on this earlier. Satan might be really useful even at like level 2 or level 3, because it'll kill the pigeons, it'll kill the rats, it'll kill the cocks. It'll probably pretty much kill the Cupid, it'll kill the assassins, it'll pretty much kill him and his cocks. It would probably chunk most of him, it would probably kill him, kill the Cock Magic cocks. Do decent damage to level 3 Shield Maiden. So I mean, Satan's a pretty good card this week, but Pope is pretty strong too. If you Pope back Witch Doctor, you Pope back Maxi after, you know, the removal's gone. They only have one removal option other than Leanne and other than Satan. So Pope's kind of that punishing. If you roll Pope would really punish you. If you roll Satan, you could maybe deal with the Pope, but the problem with Pope is you're leading big motherfuckers in there with Pope, so Satan's not going to deal with that. That's where the Cock Magic would come in, but Unholy's a better choice. So if they're gonna Pope, you want to be ready with that Unholy. But then if you Unholy Pope, they could just, like if you Unholy the Pope that's about to respawn Witch Doctor or something, then they just drop Maxi, and then you're in kind of a disadvantage. But I mean, you do have the pigeons to deal with Maxi, because I think Hercules isn't a good choice this week, really, unless you want to use Hercules to try to grab the Kyle the Drow Elves. But with Cupid just being boosted and buffed, maybe people will run Cupid because it'll kind of like catch people by surprise. I figured we'd run Kyle in Namblues because at base level his ability's the same and there's no real way to kill him if he's behind New Kid. So you could definitely get a shield off after some defensive maneuvers. So I feel like that was better for Namblues, but Cupid might be better overall because his damage and health increase, or not health, damage and range increase might be pretty effective, especially against like the enemy pigeons. So this is kind of a toss-up between your team, I think. If you have a team that can get consistent Satan levels, I'd say do that. And then try to, you know, just be careful, be wary of the Pope. And then if you're the Pope, you want to try to get it on somebody that is an unholy target, really. And you don't really want to play the Pope butt naked if you haven't already seen the Unholy, because you don't want to play into Cock Magic. Don't be that guy. You never know. Yeah, Jarls is gonna be good. Got a Satan in TVT, then Satan in PvP pack, level 3 today. Nice, dude. Nice. That's good, dude. Rats versus Scout. I think that's pretty obvious. Rats is the choice there. Scout doesn't really have any benefit over Rats at all. Same rarity. Don't think that's a question at all. And this one's interesting. Coop or Hallelujah. Hallelujah would require a little bit of levels to make it kind of useful, but not really, because all it takes is a couple hundred health and your whole swarm is healed, which is getting, like, maybe your swarm's getting chipped away at New Kid, all of a sudden they're all healed up, all of a sudden your paladin or your Princess Kenny that was just 0 health got a paladin shield, and then all of a sudden gets healed while she's shielded and she's still hacking away at New Kid. So the Hallelujah could be really clutch, and with that rare price point, whatever you want to call it, it might save you some caps. You might only have to take it to level 4, but there's no Bebe. So those cocks, coupled with Amazingly Randy and a level 14 New Kid, are pretty tough to deal with. You know, even with Satan, even with Maxi, they're probably going to be underleveled. The cocks coming at you. The problem is you're probably not going to want to waste the caps on the cock house. Yeah, Coop's probably the choice, just because it's such a good starting card. You don't have to worry about Belf. No matter what they play, you kind of get an advantage from playing the Coop there. So yeah, you could use Hallelujah to stack the Maxi too, but Maxi's most likely going to get removed most of the time at high levels, so not too worried about that. But yeah, I think Cock House is probably the better one overall, because even if you take it at level 2, there's no Bebe. There's no Bebe. Pigeons I honestly like better, but having that Hercules in your back pocket to snipe the Drow Elves, or even the Randy, I guess, too. But the problem is that even if Hercules hits Randy, Hercules is probably gonna die, and then Randy's sitting there not making cocks but still busting out 120 per hit. So it's kind of, I don't like cards like that. It's kind of why I don't like Powerbind that much, because you still have to spend energy to get rid of the card, right? So it's almost like you're wasting the energy to do that if you don't get a benefit elsewhere from it. And to stop the cocks, not that big of a deal. One thing though is to use the Hercules against like a close Shield Maiden or something like that. But I think the pigeons are actually going to come in more clutch here. You put a pigeon on top of your Leanne while you're defending, all of a sudden you got a bunch of leveled cocks and some pigeons on top. You use pigeons to defend the Maxi that got too close. You use pigeons to eat up the slave, to eat up the, and then you put the rats to break it. You use it to kill, you use it to kill Leanne, because you don't have to worry about the cocks coming out. So I think pigeons has more useful, and I mean, even if the off chance they got fucking cock magic out there, or you put it on top of your Maxi, and all of a sudden, what's he gonna unholy combust, right? So it gives you some chances. Yeah, I agree, Irish. Herc is just not useful enough, because by the time, like, all you got to do is play a card in front of your charge card, and Hercules is completely worthless. So if you see like no pigeons, I'm not gonna lead Amazingly Randy behind my New Kid. You know, I'm not gonna lead with that if I know that Hercules is an option. And even if you did play Hercules into my guy, all I have to play is one of my assassins, kill your Hercules before he can kill, because he doesn't do really a whole lot of damage on that first hit. And then I still have a Randy who's basically fucking fine, because there's no AoE removal, there's no poison, there's no fireball, there's no aerosol, there's nothing that could kill him. It's dumb. Yeah, Drow walks really fast. And then like I said earlier, the Princess versus Hermes, you're probably gonna wanna run Princess. Ability is useful at any level. Cheap cost because of the cap week. I'm gonna call it cap week. Can't really complain about that one. You'd think, I mean, the epic assassins are great, like they're such good cards, but when you don't have the caps, I mean, there's only one fucking legend, 2 legend cards that we're really gonna be worrying about, and Satan we're not gonna get to 5, so maybe we'll have enough caps, I don't know. Nah, Princess Kenny's probably the choice. And then here, Drow Elves versus Cupid. I'm thinking Drow Elves just because it's hard to remove him, but Cupid might be good versus the rats. Cupid might be good versus, I mean, to beat up on the Maxi without getting worried about getting hit, to beat up on like a Witch Doctor without worrying about getting hit if you put him off to the side kind of thing. What up, Phone God? But yeah, I don't think any of the other choices are really up for discussion. I think Maxi Slave is up for discussion. That's up for discussion. That's a little bit up for discussion. This one maybe's up for discussion, but most of the other one I think are pretty good. Up for kind of discussion would be the epics, and then this one, and what is it, this one? If you maybe wanted to get ballsy with cock magic, but I just think there's too much. I'm not gonna play Witch Doctor or Maxi or anybody until I have shit out there, you know? Until I have an assassin plus, or I guess like, you know, having a Witch Doctor out there before I have, and defending against his shit before I put Maxi out there kind of thing, you know? Or Slave, I guess. But I mean, oh man, I kind of want to run Slave, but just Leanne is just gonna cuck all over Slave. So if you're running Slave and you run into Leanne, dude, I don't know how you play Slave. I don't know how you play him. You guys added the dude that lost to Vegeta last week. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, and Vegeta's a fantastic player. And his team probably made really dumb choices. Throw a punch of Swarm around him and hope he makes it out alive. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the only thing. I mean, it's only, at level 3, it's only what, 4? So if you put the pigeons out there, the odds are kind of in your favor if they're all in range. The back end of the pigeons might not get in range. It kind of, I mean, obviously it depends on where the Leanne dies, but. Did you guys just see a ghost? Is that like a piece of dust flying down? But that does it for this week, unless you guys have another slot you guys want to talk about a little bit more. I think that's mostly my piece about it. This slot I really am kind of torn about, because with only like one real removal, I think that Witch Doctor kind of gets cucked by Leanne too. You know, you just put him out, and then what do you put Leanne against Witch Doctor, and then like what do? Witch Doctor's dead. Unless you, like I said, unless you gamble with it, or unless Irish was saying, unless you gamble with it, put those pigeons out, put those rats out, try to keep the cocks next to him, try to keep amazingly cocks next to him. I mean, you can try it, but I'm assuming we'll see a lot more Leannes than we'll see Sexy Nun Randys, but maybe. All right, so that does it. We've watched the matches. We went over last week. We went over next week. Good luck to everybody and your deck choices. And now we move on to the dev update, which I don't know. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, look at this. Do you guys see this? It's like squashed. Where'd it go? Oh shit. Dude, everything's moving. That's actually kind of cool having it in the background, sort of, and then like the text is behind it. I mean, I don't hate it. That's like the first time I've ever had a really big problem like that. So when I opened the original one up, it was like this small. And the problem with OBS is that, hey, what's up, Mansa? The problem with OBS is that when you have a bunch of shit stacked on itself, if you try to move one thing, it doesn't have like any rhyme or reason what it'll pick. So I went to move one thing and then it moved something else and I wasn't sure what I moved, so I tried to move it back and then got all fucked up, but we're not too worried about it. We got it back now. And this will have to do. It'll be the most janky one we've done yet, but that's not what's important anyway. The important is the content in the weekly update, brought to you by Scott. Oh man, god damn it, OBS, quit being a fucking piece. Quit being a cock. All right, we're good to go. All right, so Ubi Toller is back, if you didn't know. guess what? Guess who's back? It's Toller. So all of your giveaways should be correctly given out to you. I think she did all those today, except for Cobra's, because he had changed his name, but he changed it back. High fives and standing ovations. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks, Buck. All right, so next week, or this week, I suppose, is our 2019 wrap-up, is what they're calling it. So on Tuesday, we have a 24-hour token collection event. It's sci-fi focused. That means it's just gonna be sci-fi mats in the rewards. So not a super important thing to do unless you need the mats for that specific theme. Now, this is interesting that they plug Bounce's stats. But Wednesday we have the 2019 wrap-up challenge, where all the challenge cards, or all the cards in the challenge, will be stuff that was released this year, and that is this list right here. Oh no, that's not it. It's here. It's on a different website. They're forcing you to go click on the website to give them some traffic, I guess. I wish they gave the content creators that kind of consideration. On Friday, we'll be showcasing the newly buffed Jesus with the card usage event, which is nice. We'll be able to play him at level 5, see if he's any decent card. I didn't play him when he was boosted to level 5 recently. I just didn't play a Mystic deck. Decent cards this week, but nothing super great. A lot of cards that a lot of people are already gonna have, but I love the Satan when he gets boosted, because I get to play him at level 5 with Hanky, so that's always nice. Lightning Bolt being a free point for adventure is kind of nice as well. And then it's kind of annoying running up against all these Master Ninjas who are boosted by the 50% Medusas out there. But you know, there's not much you can do there. I remember when they used to raid the content creators with hundreds of viewers after the live streams. I don't remember them ever raiding anybody. I remember everybody would start streaming and they would never raid anybody. I remember like getting mad at them because it's like, dude, I don't care that you don't raid me, but fucking raid somebody. Raid somebody. These are the balance changes that they announced last week, but we'll read through this. And we actually didn't have these in the update last week. They came like Tuesday or Thursday or something like that. Albus, hey, quit digging in there. So we can actually read through them here. My voice is going. I haven't even started reading. Oh, I see. All right, so Alvin King Bradley's boost is getting scaled with his level. The scaling is kind of weird. It gets its max range at level 5, I think, and then 5, 6, 7, it's all the same. So you don't really get impacted if you have them at, you know, a playable level, which is 5. I can't use them at level 2 in the Adventure Lock anymore, which is kind of sad. What's up, Historically Inaccurate? I mean, I was upgrading Big Gay Al and shit just for that reason. So it kind of takes that dream away. But I believe the max is also decreased. So instead of being 1.8, it's 1.5. So, I mean, 0.3 isn't super impactful, but there's a couple cards that'll get hit by New Kid now. There's some cards that'll have to be a little bit over the line. So it definitely changes him a little bit. Makes him a little bit more, I think, or a little bit less punishing for that 3 cost. And makes it so you can't put them in at level 1 in your Adventure Lock deck and use them. So I feel like that was directed just at me. But the reason was he provided too much power from level 1 with his ability, and that showed in challenge mode. And yeah, that's really the problem. They're really just making that level 3 way less powerful. That's all that really matters, because once you get 4 or 5, you're right up back to where you need to be. Human Kite getting touched, reduced shield duration to 3 seconds. 40% reduction means that it was at 4.5 ish. I don't know, something like that. So it might have been 5. 40, would it be 40% if it went from 5 to, no, I think that's too much. But that's a lot. 40%'s a lot. And they increased the charge time. So I was thinking in my head, do one or the other, but don't do both. But just like with what they did with Inkin, I feel like they touched him too much, just like Maxi did to Butters in that episode. So the problem here is that now it'll just be really difficult to get more than one charge off at all. Like that first one will still be all right because it's that double charge time, but you know, he'll still be punishing with Santa. It doesn't really change his kit with Santa, honestly, except making it not as long, which I've always felt like it was just a tad bit too long. But 40% too long? I don't know about that. But he is correct. It will definitely now require a bit more skill and better timing, so always glad to have more skill gaps in the game. Mosquitoes, health reduced by 20%. I feel like that was pretty fair. My guess was that he'd go sub 1,000 at level 6, and this puts him right there. And then I thought they'd lower the swarm's total attack and total heal, but they instead went and reduced the attack speed, which does actually probably balance him more, because a big problem with Mosquito was getting that attack boost and having that half-second 115 ninja attack getting fucking smacked, boom, 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 on a flying unit that gets knocked back and is difficult to target. So yeah, I think the attack speed was probably better there. Kind of like it'd be like making visitors, nerfing visitors by like giving them less health. Like that doesn't really matter. They still die to the same shit. They still do the same amount of damage. You know, the real issue with them is that it's a 1.5 cost unit that you can easily boost. So it doesn't matter what fucking stats you give them. If they attack that fast, they're gonna be strong with a ninja buff on. But the Cupid Cartman is the one that I'm kind of the most interested in. You've seen me play Cupid Cartman fucking around before and done kind of well with it, but 33 increased attack, pretty sweet. And increased range, which is exactly what I would say. What I said they were gonna do is more attack and more range. I had it written down somewhere in some Discord where I was like, all right, this is what I think I'm gonna do, and I hit like 80% of what they did. So I'm pretty happy with my guesses. Albus, come here. You know you can't be over there, Bubba. Oh, you knocked it over. You knocked it over, you little shit. You little shitty. Oh, you smell funny. What do you smell like? What'd you get into? You get into trash, Bubba. Trash. All right, and then Jesus, more health, more heal power, more heal range, but it still doesn't fucking purify. Might be better. But I still think a big issue with his kit is that when a range card dies, most of the time it's because a melee card is right fucking by it. So if 3 seconds later you spawn a range card right next to a fucking melee card, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? I've yet to see a Santa or a Jesus come back to life and matter to anybody. And that's true in real life too. It's a joke, guys. Calm down. Calm down, Christian. What's up, Nagger? Jesus is gonna be really good now. I just don't see it. He'll be okay, but you don't really swarm with a Mystic deck, and just the nature. I mean, you put a fucking Zen right in front of him after he dies. I think really what they need to do is he needs to die 3 days before, or he needs to come back to life 3 days after, according to the scriptures. He needs to go backwards and roll back the tomb. I don't know what the fuck you want to do to it, but just make him spawn backwards. Make him spawn 5 steps behind where he died, or else he's just gonna fucking die right again. Immediately after, most of the time. At least do that, or make it like maybe he spawns at like some he spawns next to a random ally, and if there's no allies, he'll spawn right back at the same spot. So that like if you have somebody defending your new kid, fucking Jesus comes and saves them. Cause that's what Jesus should do. Right now, the only thing Jesus is saving is people from having to spend money on him cause he's shit. If you haven't joined the SP Discord, make sure you do that. There's a lot of good people there and a lot of fun to be had. And make sure you join my Discord as well. Someone was using your INGM the other night. I mean, in the show he revives in a different spot, so why is he not? Exactly. The fuck? All right, update 4.5.0. The team has been working on the next update. We announced back in January that this would come in February, and it's almost ready to go. Buck will be putting together the full list of updates and changes for next week's developer update, so make sure you're here for that one. That one's gonna be actually pretty substantial. With an update like that, that's a full version update, so it's gonna be some pretty substantial changes, so I'm pretty excited to see that. 4.5, we'll see what's in the works. I really have no idea. If I had to hope for some things, I don't think this is gonna be something like daily missions added or something like that. I think they'd hype that a bit more, but this is gonna be some more quality of life stuff, you know, maybe some Team Wars management kind of stuff. You know, little things here or there that might help us out. So hopefully it also stops the bots. But let's get into this. Might need a drink. It was the Nagger guy. With a comma? Welcome back, Ubi Toller. There are plans for SPPD to participate in the Play Points program for the Google Play Store. They have done that already. The first week that the Google Play Store points came out, South Park Phone Destroyer had the 4+. As far as like where you can buy stuff with the points, I don't know. That would be cool. Welcome back. Buck was wonderful, but we definitely missed you. Aww. Bradley scaled, so next on the list is DSR, right? That's fair, Greg. That's fair. Some more team wars or some team recruiting. Make sure you join 3100 coronaviruses. If there's any chance you guys are going to reconsider the size of the human kite nerf before the rollout tomorrow, no. Oh yeah, let me just hold on, guys. Hey developers, yeah, you know that whole process that you have to go through to you know, sign the APK, to send it to Google, to get everything authorized by iTunes, do all that shit, make sure everything's savvy with Ubisoft and South Park Studios. Go ahead and push that back a day. This guy doesn't think the kite buff is good enough, or the kite nerf is right. I'm delusional. I don't use him, but it seems very heavy-handed. Given the small number of cards available for superheroes and limited time since release, guess what? You have 120 other cards to choose from. And most of them you can put in that deck with those superhero cards. I fear nerfing one of their only really decent cards this badly, along with a more measured nerf on Mosquito, might kill off the theme in the higher tiers. It's already killed off in the higher tiers, so. Welcome back, Toller. I was wondering, seeing how there are many wrap-up events and many recent events to help out for those who missed out on specific episodes, is the team looking forward to putting back the... I don't think that's what he means. The team looking forward to? I don't think that's what he means. Looking forward me like I'm excited for it. The team's excited to put those back in. Kenny costume like etc. back in the circulation. Also, any future plans on having co-op PvE, co-op PvP, 2v2? Thanks to the team. 2v2 won't happen until they go server side, if they ever do. Once they do server side, stuff like that becomes way easier to manage. I mean, people complain about bugs and lag and shit now, and you want 2v2? I still feel this is the wrong way to nerf Kite. Time he shield stuff in the charge duration wasn't the problem. What? It's the amount of health he has for Flying Archer. I think his health's pretty fair, actually. He can't shield himself. His health and attack stats should resemble Bounty Hunter Kyle's. Then he would be balanced. I mean, he does have one more energy cost than Bounty Hunter Kyle. He doesn't heal other people like Bounty Hunter Kyle. His ability can't be stopped by Enforcer or Powerbind or anything like that. Nah. It'll be Call Girl, right? Nah, I think the problem was how fast he got it back. I don't think the duration was necessarily wrong, but the problem was that the duration, you could charge your fucking ability during the duration, right? So it made the duration less than what it was. So maybe sorry, my nose is itching. Maybe by increasing it by 40% or 20% or whatever it was, that will give you that will give you about the time that you want it to be, because maybe they realize, you know, that is fucking stupid that he can charge his shield while his shield is up. Like, that is pretty stupid. Next page. We're getting lots of great feedback about the upcoming changes to the human kite card. We are taking it all back to the team, and we'll keeping it all in mind. I'm sure they say that every time. If we feel it's not quite right, then we'll head on back to the drawing board. Yeah, like there's so many times people are like, oh, this card sucks, and then the nerf doesn't change it. Like, Bradley, remember when I said that his shit will not change him at all? Pepperidge Farm remembers. The community deserves to know that you have a plan in place and are taking steps to prevent the hacking in the future. Let's stop pretending it's not happening. It is actually a good PR move to not mention a hacker in your game. It's ruined events in challenge mode for 2 weeks now. Free wins, bots, free elo bots, free locker bots, all of it needs to stop. You guys have had 3 weeks to come up with a plan. I mean, they have been banning it a lot, haven't they? It's not like they're doing nothing. It's time you start taking corrective action. They did ban people's accounts for that one bot, and the community deserves to know you're doing something other than praying that the hackers just go away. I mean, yes, they obviously are doing something about it because it undermines like the direction of the game, and this update 4.5.0 might deal with it. Who knows? They've had it in their hands for a while. You can't just look at a source code and understand it. You know, you can't just. It could take 3 weeks to reverse engineer exactly what they're doing and then know how to, you know, engineer differently to plug the hole or whatever the issue might be. I don't know what the issue is. But they're not, at this point, they're not really hurting anything as long as they're not constant. But yeah, you don't want to bring up to your whole community in your official briefings that are now in game, by the way, that there's a hacker, because some people might have never seen the hacker. Some people might not have any idea what they're talking about. Some people might never even think the possibility of a hacker, but then they read about it and then they go, oh, let me go see that. And then maybe they download the hack themselves or something like that, you know, in the case of the Hydeen hack. Or now they're sitting around waiting for the free bot to be playing so they can get the free wins, or they're mad that, oh, I didn't get free wins. That, you know, it's just not a good idea to mention that in your official briefings, because not everybody's on Discord, not everybody's reading the forum posts, not everybody ran into the hacker, not everybody's here listening about the hackers. It's Nagger, we all know that. Not everybody's on the Facebook group. The Facebook group shows clear that people are still completely oblivious. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the Facebook group, you had picture after picture after picture after picture after picture of saying like, LOL, check out this guy's name. LOL, look at this guy, look at this new kid up front. Is this a new hack? Is this a bug? What's going on? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's so many people that casually play this game that don't pay attention to this shit. They don't read the updates. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And all of a sudden they see hacker in bold letters in the game updates? No, man, it's terrible PR. Terrible PR. Bradley's rare, DSR is a legendary. It's an entirely different class of card and it is scaled. Not the ability, you big dummy. Stop trying to get every card you have a problem with nerfed. Greglar is not saying that DSR is the only card he has a problem with. DSR is the only card left that has a absolute bullshit ability. I mean, Shield Maidens is pretty bullshit too. The fact that she can charge it while it's going with Hanky, bullshit. There's like half a second where she's not shielded. Bullshit. But anyway, that's a terrible, terrible argument. Learn to adapt your play. What, am I supposed to adapt my play to a card that could... I adapt my play based on what card should be playable by the other people. At my level, I shouldn't be running into a 7500 who's running level 2 DSR and getting value out of it. I'm like, that's just bullshit. Nobody even uses it after it's double nerf. What? What are you talking about? Oh, Inkin? I use Inkin still, you fucking fat cocksucker. Quit putting cards into my deck. Like words in my mouth, but cards in my deck. You know, you guys see what I did. Player new kid levels and card levels are only going up. Player new kid level is capped at 25. You dummy. Card levels also capped at a fairly plateaued amount. No free-to-play player is ever getting level 5 legends. We don't need another useless legendary from People Cry here. DSR wouldn't be useless if you took away her scaling. If you had her at level 4, she would play the same. That's the whole fucking idea, you dummy. Jesus. And guess whose post this is right after it? There's an edit button right there! Fuck! Anyway, cards should be being buffed. Yeah, because you don't know what power creep is because you're stupid. Just because one card like DSR ruins the one setup someone insists on playing doesn't mean it needs to be nerfed. It doesn't just ruin the one setup, it ruins my fucking push, my fast push aggro swarm deck. It ruins my slow push fucking death ball ninja deck. It ruins my fucking mid-tier 3-cost fighter deck. It ruins fucking everything. It ruins my Dougie. It ruins my fucking my Warboy fucking gnomes push. It ruins fucking everything. It doesn't just ruin my ninjued fucking 6-element Randy or something. That card ruins everything. Why does it knock cards back? Why does it do that? Why does it take health, take attack, and have a knockback? Like, what the fuck? What? And it's the same at level 1? Are you fucking stoned? And you think that's balanced in any way, shape, or form? You don't get to talk anymore. We're skipping his from now on. Thanks for hearing the feedback, Toller. Looking forward to seeing what his usage rate looks like in the next month. Who? Oh, Human Kite, yeah. I wish we could see that. Still though, that's a pretty huge nerf, and it's disappointing that something of that magnitude doesn't come with some kind of compensation to players that either bought. That's so stupid. Dude, I'm sorry the fake thing that you bought isn't the exact fake thing that you bought anymore. Like, you buy them knowing, at this point, if you buy them, you know that they could be nerfed, and you signed those terms and conditions, and you signed the fucking paperwork when you paid for it. It's so disingenuous to think and to come back and ask compensation. No. If it's Hearthstone, yeah. Because for those, you only need like 4 copies, right? So that one, if my legend card that cost me 6,000 dust is all of a sudden its ability isn't useful for my deck anymore, that's a big difference. And they let you dust it for the same cost. But they don't, what would they give you? What compensation would you get? Here's your mats and coins back? You wouldn't want that. You probably want him upgraded for Team Wars anyway. Yeah, who refunds? Should you get them money back if they buff the card? That's exactly it, See Money, exactly. Hey, you bought this Inkin at this level for $100. It's now worth $120. Give me that 20 bucks, bitch. No, they don't do that. Because it's fair either way. They're trying to balance the game. They're not trying to fuck you over. If you put time and money and effort into Human Kite and you didn't think that it was too strong, that's your mistake. You should have known it was a time thing. He's one of the 3 cards in superheroes that's even any good. And he's paired with Santa and Hanky. He's fucking unstoppable with cards in front of him. It's not necessarily about how good Kite is by himself. It's about what kind of shit you can couple with him. Imagine Marcus without Santa. He's just not as good. Imagine Sam without Santa. He's just not as good. There's cards that just couple with other cards. You play Shield Maiden, she's okay. You play Shield Maiden and you get Hanky out with her, she's borderline fucking unstoppable. Throw a ninja out there and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? 30 seconds of her having a shield every 5 seconds? What the fuck? How are you addressing obvious TVT cheats? I don't think cheat's the right word for that. By not running 50 players to get matched against lesser opponents. They say they're gonna change the matchmaking. I assume that will also change the bracketing. So we'll see. You can't maintain a 50 player roster, you have no business in Gold League. Well, that's stupid. You're encouraging people to cheat your system at every opportunity. I mean, your team has every right to do the same thing. I think it's bullshit, but I don't think it's bullshit. I don't think it's necessary. It's the fault of just how you gain caps. They need to change how you gain caps and change the bracketing. As far you want to run 48 people, that's fine. You should probably lose to someone running 50 because they should have more points, but that's not how it works. So hopefully the matchmaking, the bracketing changes that come with it, hopefully help alleviate that, and TMI starts getting 5th place in our bracket. Don't even play superheroes, and I feel bad about the nerfs coming to that theme. They could have just made his health lower to make it easier Aerostorm or buff Aerostorm. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, you don't need to get rid of one card. You just need to buff the one card that deals with him. What? That, like, what? How is there any logic there? I don't personally see any issue with 45 to 48 players. People come and go. What you gotta look at is the teams like Duck and Cover who consistently have a roster of less than 40. Yeah, I mean, but why would you run 50 if you're gonna lose? Why would you? If you're not tied to those 50 people and only 40 of them you give a fuck about, why would you not ditch the 10 people that are putting up donuts every week, roll in with 40 people that are putting up 100 every week, and win your fucking bracket? Their bracket should be able to beat them. They've lost before. But the bracketing needs to be better for sure. But it's a hard toss-up, because if you bracket really well, then you get Dire Tide coming in 3rd every week. You got Casa Bonitas in 5th place some weeks. Like, that's tough, because then Casa just gets lower and lower, Dire Tide gets lower, TMI gets higher and higher. So I promise you, no matter what they do, TMI will find a way to exploit it in some way, shape, or form. What up, Polly? Yeah, not having those 10 people's caps is tough. That's exactly the toss-up. Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta drop people, and it's hard to recruit back. When the game's been out for a year or 2 years, you can't. It's hard to recruit new people. It's hard to recruit people that aren't, in a team. Like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to join your team because I've been in this team for forever, and I'm about to move up to the next team. Like, you don't want to restart after 2 years of trying to progress through basically an organization. Human Kite himself wasn't bad, besides being able to shield units longer than Shield Maiden Wendy shielded herself. Yeah, pairing Kite with Shield Maiden was pretty brutal. The actual problem was the people who used Satan and Hanky to boost them up. Yeah. A 13.4 sec recharge went to 6.7 on a 5 sec shield. With Santa on the field, that's 10 seconds of invincibility. Then wait 6.7 seconds for another 5 seconds invincibility. No, you don't have to wait 6 seconds if you do it right. Noob. Hanky boosting Santa, it would not take long to get another 5 sec. Yeah. So I understand the nerf, but it isn't fair to the people who didn't use that combo. Well, why aren't they using that combo? Like, you can't, you treat the card at its best, not at its worst. If they're not using a card to the best of its ability, fuck them. Then they shouldn't give a shit if their card's not as strong as it used to be. Cards like Kite should be comboed. They're cards that you shouldn't be able to play with any fucking card. They shouldn't be able to do it at any point in time and have Kite get value. You should have to play him with Santa to get value. What up, Budweiser? I'm actually on a team of 35 because it's hard to recruit. Yeah. And Willie won't join Namblos. They're fucking Dr. Tim's. Yes, Dr. Tim is good. On another note, say you don't run Adventure with Fireball, Lightning Bolt. Airstone at 5 doesn't kill Human Kite at level 4. You're forced to use a hard removal on it. No, you're not. What the fuck are you talking about? Deal with it not where the shield will matter. Let get a range card onto Kite after you kill somebody. It's not impossible to deal with Human Kite and his pushes without removal. And if they do get Santa plus Hanky plus Kite, close the fucking game and move on. They win. They probably got Sam out there and gonna slam him on your face too. Game over. Who cares? He won. He got Exodia in his opening hand, dude. Game over. Just fucking walk. Unless you got Cock Magic or something to clear, or unless you have the type of deck like Ninju some shit and take 2 bars at once, just fucking move on, dude. It's not worth the 2.5 minutes. However, there's usually a tank to deal with Mosquito, who could tank Man Bear Pig by himself, and Dr. Timmy, who's more powerful than his legendary counterpart. I don't know if he's more powerful than Mecha Timmy. He's strong, but when you get Mecha 5 and him 6, I don't think that Dr. Timmy's necessarily better. But like level 2 Mecha Timmy versus level 4 Dr. Timmy, fuck yeah, Dr. Timmy's better. As popular superhero decks are, they're not. A person would have to play a certain way, so game changing is the correct term to use here. What? Yeah, that's just you just explained what a meta was, buddy. You pick your deck based on what you play against. Duh! I hope you do. That's what a meta is. The nerf on Mosquito is much needed, but fucking Human Kite. The duration on Human Kite's ability was needed as well. The recharge rate really didn't need it. The recharge rate needs it just because you can recharge it while it's being charged. That helps alleviate some of the hanky charge, so. I'm actually surprised Dr. Timmy wasn't mentioned in Nerf. The bigger and main problem is the Mr. Hanky and Stan Many Moons problem. The Fire God Stand of Many Moons is the most overpowered and overly destructive card in the entire game. I disagree so much. Every other week since the game began has offered some sort of legendary pack containing this overpowered card. Every other week, you think so? He destroys everything on the board from any playable point. Unless you power bind him, or lightning bolt him, or cock magic him, or use Hercules on him, or use Enforcer on him, or lots of other things. This card has been the most complained about card since, yeah, maybe by you. I don't even fucking care, dude. People who say this card is the most complained about cards are clueless, dumb human beings. Absolutely stupid. That they think they speak at any sort of authority for the rest of us. Because what, they saw a bunch of their teammates in silver complaining about the level 3 Psalms that they're going up against? Shut the fuck up. Rationale of a child going on here. Dad doesn't do what I want to do. Now let's try mom. At this point, I don't even bother to read your posts anymore. Same goes for Danny's. Yeah, I didn't read it. I think Sandmoon's in a good place. Personally, he can be quite strong when combined with Santa. That is true. He also has many counters though. Power a well-timed mind control can allow you to use his power for yourself. Oh, is that Buck? Oh, he's responded. I see. I was wondering how long he would take to try and hijack another thread. Funny. Half of the effect is temporary only if DSR player isn't good. 10 seconds of fighting is an eternity in SPPD. It's true. And anyone who just leads with DSR isn't good. And I have less of a problem with what DSR does to tanks, and more of a problem with the fact that she also insta-gimps range units, flying units, assassins, and whatever. That's what I was saying. Yeah, she should be a tank buster and a tank buster alone. She shouldn't even affect units that are below 1,000 health. You only get half of that back after 10 seconds. The AoE is still huge after the last nerf, and she does this at level 1. On the bright side, I don't have to level my AQR to 6 since DSR is level 2. That's pretty funny. That's the problem I have with DSR. Not the tanks that are the problem, it's the middle health cards. So much skill in using DSR hitting half a field length. So can't use support cards like Sharing Kite, etc. Yeah, that's too far. It should be pulled back. It should be a cleave like this, instead of a cleave like that. So then it's just a half moon in front of her. She could kind of hit on her side, kind of like Swordsman Garrison, but a little bit further back and a little bit shallower. Or, you know, that way and that way. But yeah, then you wouldn't have to worry about her also like hitting your Pocahontas and your Medusa. Like, what the fuck, you kidding? The mentality that DSR's ability shouldn't scale with level just because she's a legendary card is beyond stupid. I agree completely with that statement. No card should have the impact that she does at level 1. I agree. Unless it's a spell, maybe. Every other legend needs to be at least level 3 to be playable. I'll fight you that Mecha is playable at level 2. I'll fight you on that. Depends on the deck you're going up against. I'm just here to say how great balance update. Great balance update, Redlings. DSR and Satan are probably the only real unbalanced cards in the game now. I don't think he's being sarcastic with that. I think Irish kind of kind of believes that. Sam is perfect the way he is. Don't listen to these fuckers. I don't even know what you said, bitches. Don't listen to these bitches who have such puny brains. If I say Glanzer streams are the best, will I get buckets? Ooh. Ooh. Jackasses was the bleeped word? No way. They bleeped out Jack. They bleeped out Jack. That's really funny to me. That's how you do it. But appreciate you guys being here. Shadow Capium, C Money, Budweiser, iPolly, everybody else. Nerf Dr. Timmy, what a hater. Man Bear Crunch is pretty strong though. I'll admit, dude. Once you get him to 4 or 5, ooh man, that ability does a lot of fucking damage and can hit a lot of fucking people, and you can get it back and back. And that health, shit, man. Play pigeons with that shit and it's delicious. What's up, YouTubes? But yeah, if you're here on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, everything. Tell your teammates about the weekly update. We do it every week here at twitch.tv/Glanzern. The link is in the description. Appreciate you guys being here for South Park. I'm actually gonna be heading out tonight, so no Minion Masters, no South Park afterwards. I got some stuff I want to do, and I want to fix this fucking shit. I don't know. Make sure that's good. But I did add a new thing to the stream if you didn't see it. This is a new thing for the game so that we have a better view. Somebody on Facebook said something about, baby, I wish I could see the game because it's so small. So like, fuck them. I'll make it bigger. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, appreciate you guys being here. We'll catch you on Thursday for the giveaway stream. Don't forget 200 cash, 1,000 coins, 1,500 PvP tickets, courtesy of Red Links. And we'll see you then. You guys have a good night. Enjoy your Monday and Tuesday without me. And bye-bye.